Chapter 15. Second intentions. Tom gets up, still with his vision a bit blurry. The sensation of the rain's damp air still clings to his skin. He can even smell it in the air. After a quick shower, he goes down to the kitchen where breakfast should already be ready to devour. However, all he finds is an empty table and a note written by his mom. "Your dad decided to go out today. You all behave until tonight. There's some leftovers from yesterday in the fridge. Just heat them up." Disheartened, he puts the note back on the table and spends a few seconds staring at the closed fridge. He could very well go there and prepare a sandwich and some juice, but it wouldn't taste as good, and he'd still have to wash the dishes afterwards. So he decides to go to a café to eat something. Maybe he'll also stop by the stationery store to buy another blank notebook. After all, the last one was burned to a crisp. In the backyard, he pets his dog, who is sleeping soundly on his back, belly up, tongue hanging out, a scene worthy of being immortalized in a funny internet video. On foot, it should take about 25 minutes to get to the place where he wants to eat, a bit farther than the way to his school. During the walk, Tom reflects on his conversation with Temolo. The professor's nervousness still bothers him. There's something suspicious about the spell he must use against the Shantanin. Zara isn't really as utopian a world as his brief visits have shown. And there's also the possibility that he's being tricked, and the spell does anything but help him in the fight. He's so lost in his thoughts that he almost walks past the café. He had to step back a few paces. The place is bustling. Many people, like him, take advantage of Sunday's mandatory laziness to eat one of the many delicious pies available there. After a short line, the boy places his order and starts looking for a table to sit at. There aren't many options, maybe outside, but before he goes out, a hand he recognizes waves at him. It's April, Mandy's cousin. He had never spoken directly with her, but he knows the two constantly text each other. He approaches. "It's really crowded today. Why don't you sit here with me? We can chat a bit while we eat." She smiles as she looks at her cousin's ex. The girl with glasses looks for what Mandy found attractive in him, and most importantly, why her cousin regrets breaking up, even if she won't admit it. Today, unlike months ago, Tomas is blessed by Carr, so even without finding anything specific, she understands the crush. "Thanks," he replies a bit shyly as he sits in front of April. He can't explain it, but he feels an immense pressure coming from her, as if the invitation had been a summons. "You surprised me, you know. I didn't think you'd be so chill after breaking up with Mandy." A subtle, almost imperceptible smile curls at the corner of her mouth as she watches his reactions. "It's not quite like that. I was really upset. But there's no point in dwelling on it. There are other things I need to worry about now." It hasn't been long since they broke up, but for him, it feels like another life. "Oh yeah? What kind of things are on your mind right now?" She subtly touches his hand. Tom doesn't notice. Before he can answer, one of the servers arrives with his chocolate milk and a chocolate strawberry tart. April pulls her hand away as if she had never done anything. "School stuff, nothing major." He dodges, but poorly. "Yeah, I know how that is." She points at the chocolate milk and asks, "Can I?" The guy isn't at all close to her, and the situation feels kind of bizarre to him, but his only reaction is to nod. Like it or not, Tom is still a teenager, and there's no telling when their minds might be ambushed by a flood of indiscreet thoughts triggered by others. And, to Tom's misfortune, seeing April drinking from the same cup he'll use makes him blush. The girl isn't as beautiful as Mandy, but then, almost no one is. April is beautiful in her own way. Her small eyes sparkle behind large, round glasses, and the fringe always hanging over them adds a natural air of mystery to the nerd who's always holed up in the library studying. Her small mouth can double in size when she smiles. Tom can't stop watching the curves of her lips as she takes a big gulp of chocolate milk. Even with her eyes closed, she notices the glances, which makes her feel good about herself. At that moment, Tom forgets the discomfort he felt when invited to join her. "Sorry for drinking so much, but I was really thirsty." She hands the cup back with a bit more than half left. It's okay. I'm not that thirsty anyway. That's a lie. April adjusts herself at the table, her breasts becoming more prominent as she clasps her hands on the tabletop. Thomas tries, but he can't look away. Did you hear that someone destroyed the old mall? She asks casually. April doesn't know if he's connected to the building's destruction, but it would be stranger if he weren't. Mandy had told her everything she knew. Tom almost chokes upon hearing her question. He has to fight not to spit out one of the strawberries. My dad told me about it, but I don't know what went down there. The words spill quickly from his mouth, almost like vomit. He's usually not this careless and nervous, but her sweet appearance disarms him, while her movements provoke him. Yeah, I don't know either, just thought it was really strange. She's sure he was involved in the incident. For some reason, that makes her even more interested in him. She'd be able to grab him right there if she saw Mandy walking in. At the same time, she picks up her phone and starts texting her cousin. She probably won't read them anytime soon. Tom takes advantage of April's distraction and devours the cake as quickly as possible. He feels like he's been caught in a trap. Better to get out of there quickly. The girl doesn't stay long on her phone. She's extremely skilled at texting and can send several messages in the time it takes Tom to open the app. Do you want to order anything else? I think I'll grab a little treat too before I leave. No thanks. I'm done here and I'm already leaving. He starts to get up. So soon? It's Sunday. You shouldn't be in a rush. The boy falters, almost deciding to stay a bit longer, but an alarm goes off in his empty head, preventing him from making that mistake. Today, unlike months ago, Tomas is blessed by Car, so even without finding anything specific, she understands the crush. Yeah, but I've got some things to do. Thanks for inviting me. I really enjoyed it. It's not a lie, but he doesn't quite know what to think right now. He's a bit disoriented. That's good, I enjoyed it too. Have a nice Sunday. Who knows, maybe we'll run into each other at school. Maybe. If I need to go to the library. He laughs as he says goodbye, heading to the register. April watches Tom leave the café, practically running away from her, which could have made her upset. But the girl only thinks about the reasons connecting Tomas to the mall incident and the strange hidden room. None of what she imagines comes close to the truth. But one thing she got right, that Tom isn't the same as before, and neither is April. It's the first time she desires someone who isn't just a sentence on paper. Without wasting much time, Tom stops by the stationery store and buys some notebooks to use for spells. And with that, he finishes spending the money he got for the month. On his way back home, he starts reviewing the steps for the spell and what he needs to do to get it right. Turning a corner toward the same park he went to with his sister the day before, he realizes he's not where he should be. The first thing he thinks is that he's screwed. The Shantanin is going to attack him again. But he's not in the streets with the mansions where the creature set its traps. Tom finds himself on a street more or less like any other in his neighborhood. Except for something particularly strange. Between two houses, there's a long alley where, at the back, a neon blue and pink light glows. The fences separating the residences slowly morph into the brick structure of the alley. He has the feeling he's seen this before. Maybe the old Tom would have just ignored this situation and tried to go back home, or maybe he would have fainted in fear. But today's Tomas doesn't run and doesn't black out. That's what the blessing of a deity does. Or is it the mage's influence? With firm steps, he heads toward the alley. He can already read the neon signs on the wall at the end of the structure. There's a blue arrow pointing to an iron door and a pink sign that says, "Welcome." With fear and difficulty, he opens the door. It's heavy and drags on the floor, causing a loud scraping sound. There's a black cat on top of the wall, but Tom neither ignores nor notices it. Beyond that, there's a staircase leading underground, dark, damp, with no lighting. Thomas curses himself several times for not bringing his phone. If he had it, he'd have a flashlight now. If he were even halfway decent mage, he'd solve this with magic. But he isn't, and he doesn't want to risk getting hurt in the process. Can you say the boy is a terrible mage, considering he's the best on Earth? He descends a few steps, taking advantage of the streetlight, his eyes gradually adjusting to the darkness, making it more or less possible to continue without falling flat. That is, if he goes slowly. The descent isn't straight. Every few meters, it makes some turns, making it longer. He has no idea how long it took to reach the bottom. His sense of time in these strange worlds is improving. He already knows that minutes there don't pass the same way, but he still can't relate it to real time. At the bottom of the staircase, there's another iron door, but this one is adorned with several birds, or bird-like figures, engraved in the metal. It's also lit up by neon signs with writings he doesn't understand. It's an ideographic language. Once again, Tom calls himself stupid for not carrying his translation glasses.